All right. Now, excuse me. All right, today. Now, title of this lesson. This is actually going to go to your table of contents. Is trapezoids and kites. Trapezoids and kites. Okay. Now, this should be page 79 in our notebook, and today's date is
the 23rd.
4/23. All right, so basic rule for a trapezoid. So we're going to fill this in. Okay, exactly one pair of parallel sides. The symbol for parallel is the little angle thing, or the arrow thing right like this. So there's my one pair of parallel sides. Nothing else. All right, isosceles trapezoid. This one's important. One pair of parallel sides, so I'm going to put this here. Base angles are congruent, so that means that this angle is going to be congruent to this angle. Okay? So base angles are congruent. Now, to go along with that also, if this was upside down, so it's going to be these angles are going to be congruent. Opposite angles are supplementary. So these ones right here will add up to 180, right? So let me say 1, 1, 2, 2. So we would say that angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180. So any combination of that. One pair of legs are congruent. So that means that this one, got colored pencil here today, is congruent to this one right here. And then it has my diagonals are congruent. So I need to draw a diagonal in here. So diagonals are congruent. And then pair of congruent legs like this.
Notebook from last year.
It's right here. With this one? Why?
78 and 78.
Last year's or this year's?
Well, the thing you're doing right now.
This is 78, 79.
Are you doing today?
Yes, this is 78, 79. All right. All right, so I know everyone's following along. No one's like trying to play on their phone because every time I see them, they're putting their phone up here. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now let's take a look at this next one on the kite. The kite, it says two pairs of consecutive sides are congruent. So that means that this one is congruent to this one. This one down here is congruent to this one right here.
What does consecutive mean?
Consecutive. They're right next to each other. So if I was actually talking about people that are standing in a line, I would say those two consecutive people in line, that means one after the other.
So a pair?
Right next to each other.
Two pairs?
Yes, so look, these are right next to each other. They're consecutive right here. Right here next to each other, they're consecutive also. One pair of opposite angles are congruent. One pair of opposite angles are congruent. So that's going to be, this one is going to be congruent to this one. And diagonals are perpendicular. That's what that symbol means, perpendicular. So I'm going to draw my diagonal. So the diagonal there is perpendicular, and if it's perpendicular, I know it makes a right angle there.
Here's on page 79.
Yes, it is. It's gonna be. All right, are we okay?
Yes. Wait.
We ready? All right, let's take a look. So this one's going to go on top of the notes. So this one's going to be underneath. So let's start this one right here. What kind of special quadrilateral do you think this one is? Okay, it's a kite.
It's a bite.
There we go. What are the properties that belong to this type of quadrilateral? What do you think we're going to write? There, all this right here, right?
Yeah.
Because that's important to be able to solve the rest of this. A line or something here because I'm killing myself with this. One pair. There we go. So we have all that.
Do we mark the kite?
We're not marking it yet.
Aren't diagonals perpendicular?
Oh, you're right. You right. See?
Yeah.
Seeing who's paying attention. Thank you. Good job. You get the paying attention award for the day, which actually comes with a candy prize.
Okay.
Well, that's cool.
What's it looking?
There's a map here from Logic, huh? POV, which is how with that.
All right. What are the values of x and y that will make your assumption true? So let's take a look at this. Now, if I'm looking at this right here, mark the triangle with what we know from these things right here. So mark the triangle right now, please.
The triangle?
Or I'm sorry, the kite. Mark the kite. Mark it. What are we dealing with? Are we dealing with sides or are we dealing with angles?
Side. Isn't it both?
Hmm?
No.
Looks like only angles. Or only sides, I'm sorry. Because it's only talking about the links of the sides out here, not the angles. Alright, so for marking, this one is congruent to this one. This one is congruent to this one. If I have to solve for x and y, what am I going to do?
Solve for x first.
Solve for x first. Why?
Because you need to find x in order to solve for y.
Very good, because this one has a y and that one has an x, right?
Yeah.
But if I solve for x, am I using these two?
Yeah.
What am I going to do with these two?
Set them equal to each other.
Very good, set them equal. 2x plus 4 equals 3x minus 5. And minus 3x. So I get negative x on this side equals negative 9. So divide by negative 1, so x is a positive 9. So x is going to be a positive 9. So now if I do that, if I put that back in here, so 9 plus 6 gives me 15. So this side is 15.
Isn't that divided by?
No, that's a plus sign. Yes, I'm positive. The copy machine did not like me. There. Now it's plus sign. Now to solve for y, what would I do?
2y plus 5
You would-
equals 15.
Very good. 2y plus 5 equals 15. Because these two right here are going to be equal to each other. Minus 5 minus 5. 2y is 10 divided by 2. Y is 5. There we go. So we solve for x and y here.
Then we just plug it into the bottom.
No, we're done. Right here. What values of x and y will make your assumption true? So now, right here. Because we marked these over here, so if this one is, if x is 9 here, both these are going to be the same.
But I have
And
to solve
if-
for them.
Right here, this is, we just solved for the y. So this side over here is going to be 15, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this side over here is going to be 18 plus 4 is 22. This is going to be the same thing, 22. All right, let's take a look at the next one down here. So find the value of a and b. You can kind of see it from here. All right, now, what shape is this? Parallelogram. Okay, so we're going to have to back up a page in our notes, right? So back up a page in our notes. Now, what are we dealing with here? Sides? Look at where the information is at.
Sides.
Is it the diagonal?
They are the diagonals. Very good. That's what I'm looking for. The diagonals cut through the inside. The sides around the outside. The angles would be the measurement in the corners.
Get diagonals bisect each other.
Diagonals bisect each other. Very good. Okay, so we have the diagonals bisect each other. So if it's bisect, what does bisect mean? Cuts into two equal parts, right? Cuts into two equal parts. So now, to do this, I know that I'm going to have A is equal to B plus 2. Yes? Okay. What else do I know?
B plus 10 is 2a minus 8.
B plus 10 is equal to 2a minus 8. Since this one, I'll mark it on here. These two are congruent, and those two are congruent. Now, this is a system of equations. So it's actually two things that go together. A is going to be the same in both of these. B is going to be the same in both of these. So now, what I'm going to do here is called substitution. When I do substitution, I'm going to replace A with another value. So what am I going to replace A with? B plus 2. Because it says A is equal to B plus 2, right? So in this problem down here, I'm going to replace A with B plus 2. What is that going to do for me? Is there going to be any A's left in this one? No. I could solve for B then. Plus 10 is equal to 2 quantity B plus 2 minus 8. So I replace the A value, which was here, with B plus 2. What's got to happen now?
You have to distribute.
Distribute. So B plus 10 is equal to
2b plus 4.
2B plus 4. Very good. Minus 8. Now I'm going to combine like terms. B plus 10 equals 2B minus 4, because I'm combining the positive 4, the negative 8. Yes. Yes, you may. Now what should I do here? I'm trying to solve for this now.
Subtract.
Add 4.
Add 4? Okay, let's add 4 to both sides. Anything else?
Subtract B.
Subtract B. So on this side over here, I come up with what? 14, very good. Equals on this side over here, what do I come up with?
1b.
Just 1b, right? Yes? So that works out nice and neat. So b is 14. So what would I do to try and figure out a now?
Plug it in.
Plug it in right here, right? So it's going to be a is equal to 14 plus 2. A is 16. So now we have a value for A and we have a value for B. Okay, so yes, this is going to be part of our notes. And the practice we have for this one actually goes along with one of your other practices, the sometimes, always, and nevers. Don't forget, okay, like and subscribe, right?
Of course.